You're listening to The Blind Chick, an Aftersight original podcast. We're telling you stories about strength, overcoming hurdles, and living experiences. We see who you really are. Blindness can be an adventure. Are you ready for the journey of a lifetime? We are.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Blind Chick. That's Moses Street.
And that is Penn Street. The Blind Chick.
Oh my gosh, Moses, there's been so much going on today. We are actually live at the Shine Music Festival.
Yeah, I know. And it's awfully bright out here because you finally let me out of the attic after the last 6 months. Hello, everyone, and we hope you're enjoying the Shine Festival. Let's hear it for the Shine Festival.
Woohoo!
Today, though, it's we want you all to get your phones out and join the Blind Chick while we're doing this, because our podcast at the moment is in the top 25% podcast in America.
Woohoo!
And we want to make it into 24%. So sign up.
Today is the day. So if you are new to the Blind Chick and your friends or family member drug you here and you have no idea why you're here, we know you're going to have a good time. So our podcast is, we are giving a platform for people just like you to tell your stories. We have interviewed people over the last 150 episodes from all over the world, like Oksana in Moscow. We have actually interviewed some of the para-Olympians that are in Paris right now. Yes, absolutely. We have interviewed Sven in Denmark, who is in the top 5% of gamers, and he also happens to be blind. How many of you saw the film or maybe read the book, All the Light We Cannot See? Exactly. We got to interview Joe Strachey from All the Light You Cannot See. We have interviewed photographers, artists, writers, activists. The Blind Chick, you can find it wherever you are listening to your favorite podcasts.
And today you are in for a treat, because regardless of if you are a loyal listener or not, it's your first show. We have some sweet guests today. Sweet. Who was sweet?
Yes.
I never say sweet. We have Shawn Satterfield, founder and wizard behind Shine Festival.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
Woo!
And Ted Tahquechi. See, Penn gets to use a white cane. I get to use a script. Ted's come up with bodyscape photography, and Jacqueline
and Alexa Child
for their organization, Dateability. And there will be a Q&A at the end of the show, and you can ask our guests questions as well as Penn and I.
Yes, absolutely. So get your questions ready. Mar, I know you have some questions. Get them out there at the end of the show. So up first, we have a travel blogger and art photographer, Ted Tahquechi. Ted has a unique approach as a blind artist and is actually premiering some of his work right here at the Shine Music Festival inside. If you have not seen Ted's work today, make sure you get your booty, but not till after the show, in there to check it out. Ted, welcome back to The Blind Chick.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.
Yeah, so welcome. And I want to give Ted even a bigger lead in, because this guy here, it is rare in this day and age for anybody to come up with something that just hasn't been done. And in the art field, that is even more so. And Ted's three-dimensional photographs is something that's never been done before, and he figured out how to do it. So take it, Ted.
Oh boy, what a introduction there, Moses. I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm doing something kind of interesting, like Moses said. I'm taking images and turning them into 3D printable art that you can touch. So creating tactile photos from just regular images or of like paintings or photographs, and inside and online, you can actually check it out if you go to bodyscapes.photography. So for the people that are listening at home, and inside here, we're showing the regular photo, we're showing the tactile version, and then there's a QR code. And if you scan the QR code, it will give you an audio description of the photo. So it'll tell you the mood, like we have a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge there. So we went to San Francisco and took some pictures of it and brought it back and ran it through our process, made multi-layered tactile versions of it. And like I said, if you scan the QR code, it'll give you the description of the photo and kind of tell you the mood and that it was under cloudy skies and that sort of stuff. And then it will actually walk you through the foundation, all the features that you feel on the tactile version. So it's this kind of multi-sensorial approach that you've got audio and video, if you or still, if you can see it, and then tactile for everybody else.
And then I want to say this is Ted's invention. He actually owns the rights to it. You're never going to see it anywhere else unless it's by Ted. So Ted,
yes.
How do you believe that art can change perceptions about disabilities?
I think that as a whole, that people definitely have perceptions of what, specifically for people who are blind or visually impaired, can and can't do. And I think one of the first things that I hear when I tell them that I'm a photographer is that nothing short of shock, right? And
Right.
It was exactly the same thing when I decided that I was going to go back to school and do a degree in photography, is that, you know, the world of visual art was definitely not ready for somebody who is partially sighted or not sighted at all. And, you know, it took a lot of work to try to figure out exactly how to make that work, how to, you know, be able to draw the things that we had to do for like drawing class and that kind of stuff. And you know, I think that while there are, you know, kind of long held perceptions of what people can and can't do,
That's right.
I think it's kind of our job as artists and people who are, you know, partially sighted to challenge and change those.
Absolutely.
Well, and going along with that, what advice would you give other aspiring artists who are blind or with low vision?
Find a way, right? No matter what it is. If you are a sculptor, right, and whether you're blind or not blind, right? If you're a sculptor, you can do things like create a smaller version of your large piece and be able to put it out right next to your large piece where people can touch it. If you are into doing video, really get into the audio description part of it and learn more about it, so that rather than kind of handing it off to another team to do, and to find a way to take things to the next level that will make visual art in every way accessible.
I love that. I love that.
That's exciting.
Ted, tell everybody again where they can find out more about you.
It's my last name, which is a long one. It's TAHQUECHI.com. Or you can just go to evenblindtravels.com
That's right.
and you can get links there to just about everything that I'm doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And his photographs online are absolutely stunning. Well, Ted, thank you so much for all that you're doing to raise awareness and to also raise the bar for all of us low vision artists out here. Everyone, stop by. Go and see Ted's booth. It's absolutely amazing. And again, it's the only place you're going to see it is from Ted. So, and Ted, don't go away. We definitely have some questions from the audience.
Take his cane.
Take his cane. Because our audience definitely has some questions for you at the end of the show.
Awesome.
Okay, so next. Okay, let's give a big cheer just for next. Yeah! Okay, next is Jacqueline and Alexa. and they have Dateability app. So Jacqueline and Alexa, welcome to The Blind Chick.
Thank you for having us.
Well, and I know you guys are sisters.
Yes.
Can you tell us where
Alexa's gone.
Alexa's not here.
Oh, Alexa's not
Alexa
here.
went inside to do another little spoof.
You guys are just playing tricks on the blind people, I know.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Jacqueline,
Yes.
Tell us where Dateability was born and how it creates, how it caters to individuals with disabilities.
Dateability is the only dating app designed for disabled and chronically ill people. And we created it, my sister and I. We first came up with the idea back in 2021 after I repeatedly was discriminated against, experienced horrible comments, so much ableism on the mainstream dating apps. I would go on and I would either be forced to disclose my invisible disabilities because someone would ask me to do something very physical on a first date, or I would wait until I gained the trust of that person and then I would disclose that I live with several severe chronic illnesses, and it was always met with rejection or someone telling me that I was a burden or someone telling me that I shouldn't ever have biological children. And these experiences happened over and over again to the point where my self-esteem was down the drain. There was nothing left. And Alexa really, as my big sister, she's my protector, and she's an attorney, and so she's a problem solver. And she said, let's create our own app and let's make this place for you and for everyone else out there. There's over 1 billion disabled people, and we all deserve a safe and inclusive space to date without that discrimination.
Absolutely.
What was your inspiration, were you covering that in the first?
Yeah, I mean, my personal experience definitely was an inspiration, but I quickly became inspired by other people's experience too. I felt like I was alone for so many years dealing with this, and I didn't really like to tell anyone that I was repeatedly being rejected because I felt really embarrassed by that. But once I created Dateability and I was forced to tell my story, so many people said, that's happened to me too, and I'm so glad you exist. So we really thrive off of other people's stories and really trying to make love accessible, and we have successfully done that.
Okay, so that's my question.
Yeah.
Is can you tell us any success stories?
Oh, we have so many success stories. And, one of our users, he signed up the day we launched. And so there were probably like 100 people on the app the day we launched. And he was on it every day, all the time, messaging us on Facebook, just being like, how's it going? And about a year ago, he met his match. She lives in the same city as him. They are both on the autism spectrum. And fortunately and unfortunately, we never hear from him now because he's busy with his girlfriend. And they say that they will spend forever together. And so that's just one of our couples. And the rest of our couples are very diverse. They all have different disabilities, different types of disabilities. And I think that is a really beautiful thing. I think that we as disabled people sometimes forget that disability is so diverse, and it's not just what we experience, and it's a great place to meet diverse people.
Absolutely.
How does it ensure a safe and inclusive environment?
Yeah, safety is the top priority, and the internet is the internet, but we try to make it a little safer. So we have profile verification where people can ensure that their match is not a catfish. We also have a slight vetting process where people are approved, and so if their profile looks legitimate, and it's pretty easy to tell if something's legitimate, we will approve them. We also try to make it as accessible as possible with the technology we are dealing with right now. So we have image descriptions for each profile picture. Of course, that's up to the user, but our users are pretty aware of accessibility and tend to add those. And we also encourage disclosing in a neutral and natural way where it's not, there's no pressure and it's completely optional, but people can just put, you could put wheelchair user or chronic illness, and it's just vague, natural, neutral terms.
So, Jacqueline, where can people download your app from?
Yeah. People can download the app on iOS or Android, or they can use our web app on their computer at dateabilityapp.com, and it's for free. So you really have nothing to lose. Follow us on Instagram at Dateability app. We're pretty active. We do the customer service. So if you want to get in touch with us, just email us or reach out.
That is awesome. Do we have any single people out there that will actually admit it this time around? Any single people?
There's one. There's one.
Evan, I know you're out there. You better be making some noise. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jacqueline, and thank you for creating something. Are you guys hearing a pattern here that people with disabilities, we're not just sitting at home. If something is not accessible to us, we're going to go out and be innovative, and we're going to either create it ourselves or network and reach out to other people to come up with some alternatives to what is the norm out there. So up next, we have the one and the only, and she really is the wizard that has made this day possible for all of us.
Yeah.
Let's give a big round of applause for Shawn Satterfield. Shawn, welcome back to The Blind Chick.
Oh, thanks for having me. I am so glad you guys are here.
Yeah, so, wow, you did it again.
Yes, you did.
Let's give Shawn a round of applause.
Yeah, there's a correction to that. It's we did it again.
Oh,
This is
love
100% not me. This isn't Shine Music. This is the community speaking up and saying, it's 2024. It's time for this world to be a more inclusive space. Sorry, you choked me up. So I'm sorry. I'm a little choked up. So I'm all right.
It's why we love you, Shawn.
Yeah.
It's why we love you. And wow, I mean, really, right? It's just wow. Like, what else can you say here? Oh my gosh. Can you share a little bit for those who don't know the mission and the inspiration behind the Shine Music Festival?
Yeah, so I guess I'm a freak about live music. It's my thing. It's my jam. It's my happy place. It's where I met my husband. Sorry. It's where I've been my chosen family, even the ones, it's just everything. And I've seen closing in on 1,000 different concerts in cities all over the world. And I noticed the ADA section way too late in this game. It was 2018, and I was standing in a venue that I had been at about 20 times. I was with over 30 friends, and we were always in our zone. And our zone happened to be right in front of the ADA section, which again, I was there 20 times before, and I just didn't notice it. And I noticed it, and I was like, my friends and I were getting down, having the best time. We're meeting new people. Lindsay's met people standing at a planter outside of Red Rocks in the bathroom, and oh, you're with us now, and then that person's part of our crew. Yeah. And I just was like, wow, even if there was someone over there that I wanted to meet, I couldn't. And this is going to sound really harsh, but I saw it as a cage.
Yeah.
A lot of times
it
is a
cage.
It's like it's a barrier. And it's a barrier. It's not just about the music. It's not just about the who's playing on the stage. What makes live music amazing is the community.
Yes.
The community of live music is the one place where you meet someone, and it doesn't matter what you do for a living. It doesn't matter the color of your skin, your socioeconomic status. We're just all there sharing in that. Right. And here we are having a great time, and those people, I couldn't share the groove with them. Yeah. I couldn't meet them, and I was just in it really actually fixated and became, you can ask my husband, it became a problem. It was 6 months of, man, this is wrong. He's like, what are you going to do about it? And I went, well, I guess I'm going to change it. And a lot of people say, I'm not in the music industry. I'm just a fan. And I guess that's the whole point. Oh. If I can do it, there's no excuses for these large organizations, production companies that put on music all over.
Absolutely.
And have the money and the power and the venues. There's no excuse. there's no excuse. If I can pull this off, anybody can pull it off.
And I think it's up to us too, right? If they're going to put us in a cage, we need to take down those barriers so that we are part of the community of the festival. Don't let them put us in cages anymore.
Or if they do, bring rotten fruit to throw out at them.
Straight from Moses.
So can you share some of the unique challenges and rewards of organizing a festival focused on accessibility?
Yeah,
I think they'd be endless.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'll tell you. I mean, obviously, this is our first year that we have any part of it being ticketed. So this is our 4th annual event, and it's always been free. But that means that I have to dial for dollars 12 months out of the year to pay for it. I tapped out my 401k and my savings. So I was like, okay, we're going to have no choice. We need to do some ticketing here. And so, it's the understanding. People just don't, they can't relate. They don't know what it is. And so I can't send them an email and they get it. I have to have a conversation, and I have to find what their little thing is and then dig at it, and then they get it. But what's rewarding about it is this.
Yeah.
I like to quote, my favorite quote is our very first event in 2021 was, "Thank you for giving me the gift of a music festival that I could navigate on my terms and my timing. It's the first time in my life I've ever been able to do something like this without the need of a sighted person."
Wow.
And that was it, And now we're seeing, we had people who have thanked us for giving their children the opportunity to meet children that were different from them. And that allows them to grow up just not thinking that they're different.
That's right. That's right. Oh, my gosh, Shawn, that's amazing. And we all are so thankful that you used up your savings to make that first one happen. I do want to let everybody know, if you have a question for us during the Q&A, if you can, email it to info@aftersight.org. And because we don't have a handheld microphone for Jonathan to walk around. So if you, again, email it to info@aftersight.org, and we will make sure that we read it and give you the opportunity to find your answer. The other option is I'll give you my microphone, so you can get your booty up here when Q&A starts, and I'll give you my mic. So, Shawn, what are your hopes and dreams for the next festival?
Well, my overall hope and dream is that Shine Music becomes obsolete.
Oh.
Because that means that we've broken through the barrier.
Yes.
Wow.
This shouldn't be a
Absolutely.
unique festival. This shouldn't be once a year. This is just should be how life is. And
Exactly.
it's just time, and everybody needs to speak up and just, we got a lot of pressure on the new generations coming up, and that's a lot of pressure. So we all need to do our job to make it easier for them to make a change.
So we are hitting our Q&A time. I really, really want to thank all of our guests today. And I know some of us are kind of nervous about the questions you might ask. But you are welcome to ask a question to any of our guests. Or if you have a question for Moses or I, please raise your hand, or if Jonathan has gotten some emails. But again, I am totally fine handing over my microphone.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. Yeah, if you have a question, just come on up, and this is going to be fun. We do have actually a couple of questions. The first one looks like from Sam P. For Shawn. Where is it? What are some of the most memorable moments you've experienced at the festival?
Man, they're all. So I had one. I'll just do one today because maybe people didn't know about this. But we have every year we try to find a new technology or a new thing to do. And I never thought of it again, this aha moment of, what about how do colorblind people see the light shows? So I'm a Fish fan. I mean, I love all music, but I'm a Fish fan at the core. And, Chris Kuroda's lights are life-changing. And I'm like, well, what if I couldn't see that? So I reached out to Enchroma Glasses and said, can you help me? And they said, that you're the first music festival in the world to ever think about this. and not only think about it, but do it. So it was really awesome. We had some people that had signed up and said that they were colorblind, and in the beautiful alleyway with all of the mosaics and everything that we have on the walls, people got to experience color for the first time in their life. So it was amazing. It was one of those, wait, what? And so, and even better is in Chroma Glasses then gave them those glasses. So we gave everybody who got to try those on free glasses.
Oh, how exciting.
That's very cool. Thank you for that. That's awesome. We actually have another one from Samantha, and this is for, who's this for? I'm assuming it's for Ted. How do you choose the subjects for your photography?
Well, I have two different genres that I'm doing right now. I'm doing a explorative, abstract view of the human form, and that's like super inclusive. So we have people who are, all different body sizes, all different ages, different abilities in mobility, and that sort of stuff. So, I don't necessarily choose anybody specifically because of how they look. That's just about, how because everybody is beautiful when it's lit that way. And as far as everything else for landscape photography, I love landscape photography, always have. And a lot of times we reach out to the community that we have on Blind Travels and ask them where we want to go. What do you want to experience? And kind of overwhelmingly, the first thing that they wanted to experience was the Golden Gate Bridge. So we went out to San Francisco and took pictures of the Golden Gate Bridge and made it, and it really has been transformational for a lot of people. It's really been great.
That's awesome. Thanks a lot. Looks like we've got another one. This one for Jacqueline. I'm sorry. This one's from Peter. Have you had any success? Are you single? And what features do you plan on having? And what features or expansions are you planning for Dateability?
I am single, but by choice. And that's a lovely feeling, is because for years I was single and all I wanted was a partner. But now I'm comfortable on my own and, quite frankly, really busy being an entrepreneur. And when I date, I want to give that person all of the time in the world. But we have really exciting new features coming out. We're about to release a subscription model, which is very affordable and accessible at $4.99 a month. And that will just make dating more efficient. You'll be able to filter by more specific details of someone's profile. And yeah, just stay tuned. We're also planning an international expansion very shortly.
Wow,
Oh my
exciting.
gosh. So exciting. Well, let's give a round of applause to all of our guests.
Yeah.
Stop by and see their booths and give Shawn a hug. She's got to be exhausted. Maybe buy her a shot or something to get her through the rest of the day. I also want to thank AfterSight. Our booth is over here on the right. AfterSight brings print to life for those who are blind and low vision, as well as have any issues reading regular print. So stop by and say hi. We have some merch, and I think all of us have merch. So stop by and show us some love. We could not do the Blind Chick without AfterSight. So give them a round of applause. I also want to thank all of you that listen to The Blind Chick week after week after week. We really, really appreciate you. For those of you that your family and friends drug you today, put it on your podcast list. So I also I want to thank Moses for being my partner in crime. I couldn't do this without him.
What, just because I'm a good house cleaner?
Yes, he does keep the house clean. But also, I want you all to remember to be kind to yourselves and find a way to be kind to somebody else. It's good for your soul.